welcome to On the Couch with Dr. Carmen. I am Dr. Carmen. I'm a licensed psychologist in the state of Florida. I see adults ages 19 and up. We talk about anxiety, depression, healthy habits in your day-to-day life to help you stay well and to succeed in life. So today's episode is inspired by a blog post on themighty.com. You can check them out. They were talking about the 333 technique for coping with anxiety. So I thought it would be a good idea to also talk to you about these methods. What I normally use with my clients is the 5-4-3-2-1 method. So the beauty in this 3-3-3 method is it's so simple and quick. I often have to have my sheet of paper in front of me to remember which actions go with which number, 5-4-3-2-1. So again, the purpose of these exercises is to short circuit your tendency to ruminate or kind of chew on your own cud, mentally speaking, for these negative thoughts that you have about yourself, about your situation. If you're involved in doing these things, you don't have time to do the negative things. So that's the beauty of the Mighty's 3-3-3 rule, which makes it simple and sweet, easy to remember. You won't have to refer to a paper. But for the sake of argument, let's backtrack it a little bit and define what anxiety is. So anxiety is a mental and physical reaction to a perceived threat. In small doses, anxiety is very helpful to get you out of a bad situation or a toxic environment. So it helps us to focus on a problem and be problem solving, again, to get us out of danger or dangerous situations. But when it's too severe or it occurs too frequently, it can become debilitating to the point where you don't want to get out of your bed, you don't want to leave your house, you don't want to do the things that you need to do, maybe for your job. So we want to give you some tools to manage your anxiety. I'm all about giving you tools so that you can use them, even if I'm not here, to help yourself. You know, ideally, the goal of therapy is to eventually get to a point where you can manage without your therapist. I'm not saying that people don't come back periodically for booster shot or, you know, life events that happen that have challenged their previously well-honed skills in managing anxiety and depression. But ultimately, the goal is for you to be able to be self-sustaining again. So that's the definition of anxiety. So let's take a look at the 5-4-3-2-1 rule. So 5 is for 5 things you can see. So you look around your environment and look for 5 things you can see. 1 is curtains, 2 are my light sources, 3 is my camera, 4 is my trusty dusty, well, it's not dusty, I use it today, Purvis tumbler with my mud water in it. So those are 5 things you can see. And while you're trying to find those 5 things, you're not thinking about all the negative stuff. 4 things that you can feel. So I want you to notice sensations of your clothing on your body, the sun on your skin, the feel of the chair or the sofa that's supporting you. Pick up an object and examine its weight and texture. You know, this is a small cell phone, but it's heavy and it's smooth. I can feel that. I can feel the ridges and knots where my buttons are. So look at the 4 things you can feel. I can feel my phone. I can feel my cup. I can feel my pen. And, you know, my eyeglasses. So those are 4 things I can feel. Now, 3 things that you can hear. I can hear the sound of my voice because I'm recording now. There is no other sound here. Sometimes there might be meditation music in the background, or some piano music or jazzy music in the background, or I can hear the sounds of my dog chasing after lizards or just throwing her toys around. What are the three things that you can hear? Two, what are two things you can smell? So usually, especially in the morning, I can smell my mud water, and I often put a little bit of flavoring in it. This morning was cinnamon roll, or chai, any of those things, or sometimes I'm just doing vanilla. So being able to smell that, or the mocha coffee flavor, if I've got a mocha skinny syrup in there, those are the three things, two things that I can smell. And lastly, one thing you can taste. So I try to encourage my anxious clients to keep something in your pocket or in your purse, that you can use, like uh, jawbreakers or lemon heads, or I don't know, Sour Patch Kids. I don't really eat those candies, but something that will make you pucker up just as much as getting a half of a lemon out of your fridge and just really like, you know how that lemon thing does. You know, that really takes you out of up here, the monsters in your head, and into the here and now, because you're tasting that. Let's see, another candy that I had, I think I did some sugar-free or zero sugar Jolly Ranchers that were very tasty with the um, fruit taste to it, a fruity, sweet candy. So you can use candy like that that you love, that you can keep on hand, that you're not going to go overboard with, that you can take out and, really take the time to taste the candy and be in the moment and feel the texture of the candy, so you can get two for one. If it's smooth like a jawbreaker and hard, or if it is, lemon heads kind of have a little texture to them, but they're lemon heads. Or if it's like the gummy bears and it's again smooth, but you can really taste the candy taste in there, the texture of the little bears, those kinds of things. So that's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Five things you can see, four things you can feel, three things that you can hear, two things that you can smell, and one thing that you can taste. It gets complicated. That's why I always need the paper, right? I need the paper to do the things. Now you can do all these things and nobody has to be aware that you're doing these things because you are anxious. Not that I'm saying you should be shameful of your anxiety. Honestly, there are more people with anxiety than you realize. I had some clients that been teaching them tapping techniques, and they're like catching people doing their tapping, and they're like, oh, she's doing tapping, he's doing tapping. Sometimes they strike up a conversation and compare notes, but it's nice to know you're not alone. And I guarantee you, you're not alone. So let's get back to the Mighty's post about the 3-3-3 technique, which I love because it's short, it's sweet, it's simple, very little need to remember all the things, because we're just going to use three senses and three actions. So their three are taking a deep breath. I had to slow myself down because I get a little anxious that I'm going to forget all the things on here with you sometimes. But take a deep breath, cleanse it, let it out, know that you're in a safe space, and just sit there with these three things. So the first thing is to think of three things you can see in your environment. So three things you can see. And then you're going to go on to the next three things, another deep breath, three things you can hear, and then the three things you can touch or feel. So again, we're going to go back to using my cup, my pen, my phone, three things I can touch. So 3 actions: see, hear, feel. Three things you can see, three things you can hear, three things you can feel. Three, three, three. Three things you can see, three things you can hear, three things you can feel. It's that simple. Three, three, three. It's no difficulty. You don't have to have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Of course, the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 actually takes a little longer to do, which will give you a longer break from your negative thoughts, your self-critical thoughts, your fearful thoughts, your shaming, guilty thoughts that all contribute to anxiety and depression. And it'll keep you more in the here and now than to do the usual ruminations. So check out themighty.com and their 333. They have a few other coping techniques in there for you. And I am Dr. Carmen. And again, I'm here with the Mental Health Minute to help you learn some tools to help you be calmer, be more confident, be less stressed. This does not replace actual therapy. We do not have a therapeutic relationship, but this is the lanyard, the free 911 about how to help yourself. So if you benefited from this, please like, share, and subscribe on any of the platforms where you get your podcasts, especially Spotify and iTunes. So thank you. If you share me out on socials, hashtag Dr. K Mind Body, DRK Mind Body, and let me know what your aha moment was from this episode.